50 years ago, the city of Bluffton, the county, and other stakeholders made a commitment to put this asset in our community.
It's been a part of the fabric of Bluffton and Wells County for a lot of years.
In 1970, Howard Rich, who was a community leader, talked to the Chamber of Commerce and told them about a vision and an opportunity they foresaw in creating a community pool. The total cost of the pool ended up being about $320,000. It was described as converting a dream to a reality that will be with us for many years to come.
Fortunately, the time has come where we need to renew that asset and put in place another generational feature.
And we think it's a investment that is worth making again to reconfigure our pool.
Envisioned in 1970, built in 1973, to last some 50 years, it's done its time. And now it's beyond repair, and it's our turn to step up.
Unfortunately, we're at a decision from a council perspective that we either walk away from having a community pool or we do what we feel is right to put a new pool in place on the south side of town.
We're building a legacy with this pool, and we want, our current pool's over 50 years old. We're building the next 50 years.
For $1,000, that's what the Moose contributed in 1970. For $1,000 in today's money, you can be listed as a friend of the pool. You, your family, your associates, however you want it listed. Those ranges then go from $5,000 to $12,500 to $25,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 to $250,000 and even as high as $500,000.
No donation is too small. Like, every little bit helps, and I truly feel like the whole reason that we're getting this pool is because of the public outcry for it and the support that we had last year with the 15 different businesses that gave free admissions to hundreds of kids over the summertime. Like, really put it in our hearts that this is something that's worth keeping.
I would suggest this, that in 1970, people in Bluffton, leaders, envisioned something they'd never had. And frankly, it remains the only community pool available in the summers, outdoors, in our entire county.
If this asset goes away, there is nothing left in this community that replaces it. It is truly something that will be gone forever.
We toured around 5 different locations to see what was working for them, what wasn't working for them. I delved in deep on the internet and I did a lot of searches. I called people in Texas, I called people in Kansas.
We were interested in seeing what other communities, not only larger but smaller and about our size, what have they done to help improve the quality of life of their citizens.
We have walked away with a design that we believe is a gem and again services every generation of our community.
When I first spoke to Brandy about some of the upgrades that are happening, I got really excited. Obviously, some of the cosmetic things are going to be beautiful and really competitive with other pools that are in different areas.
This one is going to have a brand new pool house, and instead of being an area where they need to go into separate restroom facilities to enter, it's going to be an open concept, so you can go together through it as a family. So we're going to do a party space for the indoors that's going to stay permanently set up so we can generate a little bit of revenue that way, and then offer daytime parties that people can maybe have some pizza and ice cream cake and enjoy a little bit better than they can now. Some of the features that I'm most excited about is the zero depth entry that we're going to have that is going to make it accessible so people can enter from the shallow water.
The age range, we are increasing quite a bit to make it more inclusive to the whole family.
So we're going to have a dedicated spot for tots that they can play on with a retaining wall that parents can sit on, and it'll be a great space for them to have for their own area. Beside that, we're going to have a play feature, waterscape playground that kids can climb on, slide down, and enjoy. And if fundraising goes well, we hope to include the dump buckets that you see where they fill up every couple minutes and they drop on the kids with a huge splash. We've also added 2 large slides to the pool. One is a 20-foot straight down speed slide for those who enjoy the thrill of that. And we've also added a serpentine slide, which is going to have a lot of fun twists and turns. The new pool is going to have a bay for a Ninja Warrior course, and a Ninja Warrior course is an obstacle course that has multiple elements that hang down that kids can climb across, such as ropes and swings and rings that they can use to go from one side of the pool to the other. We have gone from the 6-lane lap lane that we have now to an 8-lane so that we can accommodate the ever-growing size of the swim team. It's going to be a heated pool because survey says that's what everybody likes. We're hoping to have a rock climbing wall for the teens to be able to climb up. We have included stairs to get in so it's more accessible instead of the vertical ladders in some of the areas so people can get in and out easily.
There is an asset in this pool that benefits everyone.
The other thing that we found was very important according to surveys was offering shaded features. So we do hope to put in large funbrellas to give people a space to get out of the sun. And then we're also hoping to have dedicated cabanas that could be rentable for an extra source of income for the pool and to give people their privacy and shade in a way that they'd like. We've actually found a company that could make the walls out of stainless steel. One of the first things that we find goes wrong in a pool is the condition of their walls. They'll deteriorate and then there's not a lot that you can do except for keep patching it.
We're making an investment in our children's future.
I'd ask you to think about what the pool has meant to all of Wells County, and in particular to those who've used it often.
A lot of kids come out for the swim team. We have over 150 kids that every year for the last at least 10 years have been coming out, and they learn skills for swimming, they learn techniques.
If we can teach kids how to swim, how to be safe around water, it's a safety issue for all families.
What I love about this pool in particular is that the kids can call this pool their home. It's not at Bluffton, it's not at Norwell, it's not at Southern Wells. It's a place that all of these kids can come together and think of it as home.
Whether you live in Norwell, Southern Wells, or Bluffton, you have a place to go where you're safe and where people want to make sure your trip to the pool is a good one.
The question of how much is it going to cost me is interesting. It's not going to cost the average citizen anything because we're not raising taxes to make this happen. We have done our stewardship. We have set money aside for this. We have positioned ourselves to be able to build this project, to build out this project without raising a single penny of taxpayer dollars. And really, isn't that what government really should be doing? Is being fiscally responsible enough that when a key asset in this community gets to the end of life, that we're financially prepared to replace it without having to go back to the taxpayer and asking them to dip into their pocket with anything more than they're already giving us.
This was a community effort to get this project done, and we're awful proud of it.
Brandy did a public survey that we got over 1,200 responses from.
We actually did a lot of research on this. We did a public survey and found out what the community wanted.
And of that public survey, over 90% of those who responded to the survey were strongly in favor of us building a new pool.
We have the opportunity and I believe the responsibility to see that that continues. We invite your participation and your support. We'd be glad to answer questions at any time. You can find all of this on the Park Department website.
I would ask that we seriously consider a contribution to our campaign to make Wells County an even greater place to live, work, and play.
Can't wait to see the joy that is going to be on the faces of kids and grandparents as they walk into this pool for the very first time.
We believe is going to bring people from surrounding communities, as many of our people now go to those communities to experience their pool experience. We think they're going to be coming to Bluffton soon. Thank you.